Tic-tac-toe. To quote Nancy Pelosi, that's exactly what just happened with the TikTok ban. I know everyone's going crazy, everyone's losing their minds. Today's video, I'll be talking about my thoughts, opinions, and I guess thoughts or predictions to say moving forward with this whole TikTok ban and just whatever shutdown. So first, I'll start with my personal journey, right? So I have been such a fan of social media since since I first discovered the phone, okay? I've always used it, always posted. It's just something I enjoy doing. It's a hobby. It's something I enjoy doing. I've only kind of recently took it a little bit more serious. And when it comes to TikTok, I've had it from 2021, right? 2021 to 2025, forever in our hearts, RIP. However, I never really gained too much on there, to be honest with you. Just had, a couple thousand followers at my, you could say, highest, whatever. And I just mainly use it for fun. And so I can see why a lot of people might be distraught. It definitely was a huge, so you could say, just, it kills the time. You scroll, you find things that are interesting, find things that are funny or whatever, just like any other social media app. It has its pros and its cons. Definitely is a lot of what I'd call brain rot, I would say, especially for our younger generations, where you end up spending a lot of time and just scrolling and scrolling for hours on end, or just, just wasting time that you could be otherwise doing productive things. I've been so guilty of that myself. So I'm not really too worried about it, honestly. It never really was my main focused app, to be honest. I'm more of an Instagram and now on YouTube kind of guy, where I'll be posting weekly videos. You guys should stay tuned. It was fun while it lasted, and I really enjoyed it, and I can see why everyone's distraught. However, two things I mainly want to address in this video. One of the things would be I would say, the reasoning behind why it was banned and why that's absolute and utter BS. And, of course, freedom of speech, blah, 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 stuff like that. And also another angle. So, of course, personally, I have a lot of different theories and ideas as to why it was banned. So the main reason why I would say the Supreme Court decided to ban it on January 19th, right, was because, oh my God, TCP influence, blah, 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 right? And you have all these geriatric senators and lawmakers who don't even know what the app really is, what it even does. It was an absolute just clown show when they interviewed that one guy who was the acting CEO of the company, and it was just made a complete fool of themselves. They didn't even know what they were even talking about. And that goes to show you just how ridiculous our whole lawmaking system really is, and how much of a joke it kind of can be. Ridiculous. Don't get me started on that. But it is not because of TCP influence. If anything, we are very economically tied with China, right? They are our biggest trading partner, and we rely heavily on them and everything, and vice versa, right? So that's just the whole thing. So I'm sure you guys remember back in the early 2000s when Facebook first dropped, what the CCP do, right? China do. They moved to ban, American, you could say, social media apps in their country. So, for example, Facebook is banned there, right? And so that, gravitated them to have their own version of Facebook called WeChat, which is what Chinese use. So there you have it. It's just like a whole political game, okay? Politics is just a whole game, and it's just like a whole show. Like, oh my God, we're going to do this. It's like a show, right? And also another thing that's also pretty shady about it is also the fact that, Meta, right, that owns Facebook, Instagram, all the other companies, they've been making a lot of these moves, like going, talking to Congress, talking to Senate, trying to get, they're definitely talking behind closed doors and stuff like that. And that's also noticeable in how many congressmen and lawmakers have invested millions of dollars into Meta right before this January 19th TikTok ban. What does that go to show you? Okay, pretty much, they want to have Meta, Instagram, these things kind of be the biggest thing, because TikTok, I'm not sure if you guys know, if you guys have been living under a rock, especially Gen Z, my generation, or millennials, or just people in general. Most people nowadays, especially in America, have it on their phone, right? Download TikTok. They're on it all the time. And it definitely has probably overtaken Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't looked at the numbers in America, right? And when it comes to app downloads and everything and app usage. So I'm sure, Mark Zuckerberg was just like, oh my God, oh, whatever, and decided to, whatever, talk to some people and, get that done for it. So that Meta can be back on top. Sure, right? I use Instagram all the time. I'm a huge fan of Instagram. I post daily on it. So you guys should check me out on there. Link will be in bio. But there you have it. Well, I'm not too mad because I already use Instagram. I'm on YouTube, so I'm not really losing too much sleep over the whole ban thing. However, some people actually have built the whole platforms off of TikTok. Some people have, grown their accounts, grown their clout. Some people make a lot of money off of it. Some people, make that's their whole livelihood, and I do feel better for those people. And also, so with that being said, I'm not too sure if this whole ban thing will be forever or indefinite. There are also VPNs, but I'm not sure if it'll be indefinite or if it will be fully banned, because I mean, politics, like I said before, it's a game. Who knows, when Donald Trump takes office very soon, he might be like, oh yeah, I'm going to repeal this. I don't know. I really don't know what is going to happen. It could go either way. However, I do feel bad, and I do feel unfortunate for those individuals who have that as their livelihood and main form of income, because that does really suck. It does really suck. All for, I would say, a political game or whatever. And it's really funny because I'm sure you guys saw a lot of Gen Zers have recently downloaded Red Notes, which is a literal Chinese app, like actual Chinese app, whereas TikTok is just owned by a parent company called Douyin. Red Notes or Lemon 8, but I think definitely Red Note is just a flat out Chinese app. It's just kind of funny, because this all goes back to the whole topic of freedom of speech, right? On one hand, I could understand, or like I could see the stance of where a lot of, you could say, conservatives, whatever, were coming from when Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? Under the, I would say, guise, right, of saying, okay, we are going to allow, all sorts of speech, right? We're going to stop this whole censorship business. We are going to allow people to express their opinions and just talk whatever, yada, 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 right? That was his, I guess, blanket reasoning, right? Which, in theory, I do support. First Amendment, I'm First Amendment all the way, right? Regardless if it might offend someone, regardless of whatever it may be, I am full in favor of free speech and people's ability to express themselves, okay? However, that quickly turned to whatever the, I guess, hellhole that Twitter is now, right? But the likes of him, right? You got the likes of him and his supporters and stuff also supporting TikTok being shut down and being banned, which I think completely contradicts that whole, I guess, notion of freedom of speech, which is, again, is a First Amendment, if you're American, right? It absolutely makes no sense to me. Okay, so it's a CCP app, it's a Chinese app. That's why it's going to be banned. That does not make any sense. Like I said, mentioned before earlier in my video, and it's just a known fact. We are very economically linked with China. I mean, hello. So it is that is a completely farcical blanket statement that has been made to try and justify kind of in some ways, because I think there are plenty of different factors at play here, but one of many different factors is kind of silencing, and when it comes to like a lot of free speech, because you have a lot of people on there who are having a lot of controversial takes. You have a lot of people who maybe ask too many questions. It was a free market, on top of the brain rot and everything else, there were different things. So, I mean, yeah, for, I guess, the party or the group of people who want to be all about, oh my God, free speech, censorship, we're so against censorship and stuff, you inadvertently do the same thing. The horseshoe theory is one of the theories, for me personally, that I love and that always holds true. They're doing the same thing, okay? And it's like, what's next? What's next to be banned to have this, I guess, political show of force or whatever? And so now that you have been censored yesterday, but now tomorrow you're in power, and now you're going to censor everyone else, right? Hypocritical, to say the least, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Again, I say this as someone, I honestly don't really care too much for the TikTok ban. I'm not like some diehard fan of it. I'm not obsessed with it. I'm not a fiend. I don't really care too much. And if anything, for me personally, it reduces some of my waste of time that I kind of find myself doing. So I'm not really complaining too much. However, I think just for the reasons that were stated, it's absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that, but I would say one of the things I would say that I'm pissed about is the fact that I cannot use an app called CapCut, which is an app where I usually edit most of my videos from. I'm not sure when this will be posted. Hopefully it will come out on Monday, fingers crossed, because now I have to switch to a whole new video editing platform that I kind of have no idea how to use, which makes my, I guess, hobby and my creative passion that much more harder, okay? A little bit more harder. So yeah, there you have it. I guess that's why I would be pissed about the TikTok ban, because maybe they're parent companies or they're like link companies. I don't know why. Maybe TikTok owns CapCut. Maybe that's why it's banned as well. I want to edit my videos, that's all. Can I edit my videos and post them in peace? Thank you. So there you have it, everyone. Those are my thoughts on the recent TikTok ban. Don't lose your minds. Go touch grass. find a new hobby. Okay, there are plenty of things to do out there. Also, there are other platforms you can look at, do some self-discovery, find a new passion. Okay, do your thing you always wanted to do. The world isn't done. Okay, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my thoughts. Make sure to like or don't like, dislike it even. Comment, engage, let me know, DM me, suggest me more ideas, more topics to talk about because I love yapping, especially on these platforms. And as always, have a blessed day.